There is a death happening all around you. It is not the death of the body. It is not the death of a career. It is not the death of a dream. It is something far more dangerous. It is the death of awareness. Most people never notice it happening. They wake up every morning. They go to work. They scroll through screens. They laugh. They talk. They eat. They sleep. From the outside, everything appears normal. But deep inside, something essential has disappeared. The ability to truly see. The ability to think independently. The ability to remain conscious in a world designed to keep them distracted. Awareness is the foundation of human power. Without awareness, intelligence becomes useless. Without awareness, freedom becomes impossible. Without awareness, life becomes automatic. The greatest tragedy is not failure. The greatest tragedy is living an entire life without ever being fully awake. Today, millions of people are physically alive but mentally asleep. Their actions are controlled by habits. Their emotions are controlled by circumstances. Their beliefs are controlled by others. Their attention is constantly stolen. Their minds are crowded with noise. And because of this, they slowly lose the most valuable asset they possess, their awareness. This audiobook is not entertainment. This is a wake-up call. Because if awareness dies, everything else follows. But if awareness returns, power returns, clarity returns, purpose returns, control returns, and by the end of this journey, you will understand exactly how to reclaim the mental power that has been taken from you. The modern world does not reward awareness. It rewards distraction. Every second of your attention has become valuable. Companies fight for it. Platforms compete for it. Algorithms are built to capture it. Entire industries depend upon controlling it. Your attention is no longer simply your attention. It is a product. It is bought. It is sold. It is manipulated. Every notification pulls your mind away from the present moment. Every headline demands immediate emotional reaction. Every trend encourages imitation instead of reflection. The result is devastating. People become unable to sit quietly with their own thoughts. Silence becomes uncomfortable. Stillness becomes frightening. Deep thinking becomes rare. Most people spend their entire lives reacting instead of observing, responding instead of understanding, consuming instead of creating. And when awareness disappears, control disappears with it. Because whatever controls your attention controls your life. The battle for awareness is the most important battle of the modern age. Most people have already surrendered. You must not. Independent thinking is becoming extinct. People increasingly borrow opinions rather than form them. They repeat ideas they have never examined. They defend beliefs they never questioned. They follow crowds they never consciously chose. This happens because thinking is hard. Thinking requires effort. Thinking requires uncertainty. Thinking requires courage. Following is easier. Imitation is easier. Agreement is easier. The weak mind seeks comfort. The strong mind seeks truth. Awareness begins the moment you question everything. Why do I believe this? Why do I fear this? Why do I desire this? Who taught me to think this way? These questions are dangerous. Not because they create problems, but because they destroy illusions. And illusions are often the foundation of mental slavery. The more aware you become, the harder it becomes to manipulate you. That is why awareness is power. Most people imagine danger as something physical. But the greatest attacks are invisible. The attack on your concentration. The attack on your focus. The attack on your emotional stability. The attack on your ability to think deeply. Every day your mind is bombarded with information. Thousands of messages. Thousands of images. Thousands of opinions. The brain was never designed for this endless flood. As a result, attention becomes fragmented. Focus becomes weak. Mental endurance collapses. Many people can no longer read a book for 30 minutes. Many cannot sit without checking a screen. Many cannot complete a thought without interruption. This is not accidental. A distracted mind is easier to influence. A focused mind is dangerous. Because a focused mind can see reality clearly. And clear vision creates independence. The greatest prison has no walls. It exists inside routine, inside unconscious habits, inside repetitive behavior. Most people live on autopilot. They wake up automatically, react automatically, complain automatically, fear automatically, judge automatically, and repeat the same patterns for years. Awareness breaks automation. Awareness forces observation. Suddenly, you notice your habits. You notice your emotional triggers. You notice your weaknesses. You notice your excuses. And for the first time, you begin taking responsibility. Responsibility is where power begins. Because what you refuse to acknowledge, you cannot change. And what you refuse to change will eventually control you. The modern mind is addicted to stimulation, noise, entertainment, drama, conflict, novelty. Many people cannot tolerate boredom. Yet boredom is where awareness begins. When distractions disappear, reality becomes visible. Thoughts emerge. Questions emerge. Truth emerges. That is why many people run from silence. Silence forces confrontation. Silence reveals what distractions hide. The strongest minds in history valued solitude, not because they hated people, but because they understood something important. Power grows in silence. Clarity grows in silence. Awareness grows in silence. If you want mental power, learn to sit quietly. Learn to observe. Learn to listen. Learn to think. The ability to be alone with your thoughts is becoming a superpower. Attention is life. Where attention goes, energy follows. Where energy follows, results appear. Most people waste attention carelessly. They give it to problems they cannot control. People who do not matter. Information they will never use. Arguments that change nothing. The aware person protects attention like treasure. They choose carefully what enters their mind. They choose carefully what deserves emotional energy. They choose carefully what deserves focus. Every moment of attention is an investment. Spend it wisely. Because your future is built from what repeatedly receives your focus. Most people know others better than they know themselves. They can identify flaws in strangers, yet remain blind to their own weaknesses. Awareness demands honesty. Brutal honesty. You must become an observer of your own mind. Observe your fears. Observe your insecurities. Observe your habits. Observe your excuses. Do not judge. Simply observe. Because observation creates understanding. And understanding creates transformation. The moment you stop lying to yourself, growth begins. Self-awareness is the doorway to all improvement. Without it, progress becomes impossible. Every life is shaped by decisions. Small decisions. Repeated decisions. Invisible decisions. Most people surrender these choices unconsciously. They allow emotions to decide. They allow habits to decide. They allow circumstances to decide. The aware individual chooses consciously. They pause before reacting. They think before speaking. They reflect before acting. This simple pause changes everything. Because awareness creates space. And within that space exists freedom. Freedom from impulse. Freedom from fear. Freedom from conditioning. Freedom from automatic living. Mental clarity does not appear by accident. It must be trained. Just as muscles require exercise, awareness requires practice. Practice focus. Practice observation. Practice patience. Practice reflection. The mind becomes stronger through use. Every day you resist distraction, awareness grows. Every day you choose reflection over reaction, awareness grows. Every day you think independently, awareness grows. Small victories accumulate. Eventually, clarity becomes your natural state. And when clarity arrives, confusion loses its power. Everything begins with awareness. Every transformation, every achievement, every breakthrough. Awareness is the foundation. Without awareness, life controls you. With awareness, you begin controlling life. The world will continue demanding your attention. Distractions will continue multiplying. Noise will continue increasing. But none of that matters if you learn to protect your mind. Because mental power does not come from controlling the world. Mental power comes from controlling yourself. Control your focus. Control your attention. Control your reactions. Control your thoughts. And gradually, you reclaim the power that was always yours. Most people imagine danger as something physical, but the greatest attacks are invisible. The attack on your concentration, the attack on your focus, the attack on your emotional stability, the attack on your ability to think deeply. Every day your mind is bombarded with information, thousands of messages, thousands of images, thousands of opinions. The brain was never designed for this endless flood. As a result, attention becomes fragmented, focus becomes weak, mental endurance collapses. Many people can no longer read a book for 30 minutes. Many cannot sit without checking a screen. Many cannot complete a thought without interruption. This is not accidental. A distracted mind is easier to influence. A focused mind is dangerous, because a focused mind can see reality clearly, and clear vision creates independence. The greatest prison has no walls. It exists inside routine, inside unconscious habits, inside repetitive behavior. Most people live on autopilot. They wake up automatically, react automatically, complain automatically, fear automatically, judge automatically, and repeat the same patterns for years. Awareness breaks automation. Awareness forces observation. Suddenly, you notice your habits, you notice your emotional triggers, you notice your weaknesses, you notice your excuses, and for the first time, you begin taking responsibility. Responsibility is where power begins, because what you refuse to acknowledge, you cannot change, and what you refuse to change will eventually control you. The modern mind is addicted to stimulation, noise, entertainment, drama, conflict, novelty. Many people cannot tolerate boredom. Yet boredom is where awareness begins. One day, your life will end. The question is not whether death will come. The question is whether you truly lived before it arrived. Did you think for yourself? Did you remain aware? Did you see reality clearly? Or did you spend your life asleep inside distraction? The death of awareness is silent. It happens slowly, one distraction at a time, one excuse at a time, one unconscious habit at a time. But awareness can return the same way, one observation at a time, one moment of silence at a time, one conscious decision at a time. Today, make a choice. Refuse to live automatically. Refuse to surrender your attention. Refuse to abandon your ability to think. Become aware. Become focused. Become conscious. Because the moment awareness returns, your power returns, your freedom returns, and your life truly begins.